resident chef, offensive lineman Shadre Hurst.
How you doing?
Shadre, we've asked you a ton of questions about, what it's like to block for a dual threat quarterback like Retzloff, but now you've kind of all of a sudden had this ground game for Tulane really surge out of nowhere in the last couple of weeks, really led by Jamari McClure. It was the first 100-yard rushing game for a running back all year. How much does that really juice up your unit to really be able to block and play such a complete game on offense like that?
Just knowing like the threats we have in the backfield, you got Jamari, we got other backs other than Jamari, we got a full like running back room. Just knowing we have threats in those areas, and then also a quarterback that can run the ball, it just brings a different confidence. We know we block it up right, it's definitely go hit. Sometimes we don't block it up right, it still may hit. We got some really good guys back there.
There were a lot of drives that ended in field goals last weekend, but one at least that took 6 minutes off the clock, and ultimately it was a comfortable win. But for you guys as an offense to have a guy like Patrick Durkin come in and be so stone cold like that, what does that really do for your guys' confidence as you're going throughout those drives that they'll likely end in points one way or the other?
Just knowing we have that, also that's just another element of the confidence that he brings with our offense. Just being able to drive down the field, if we're not able to get into there, we know we got that guy. We know we got Dirk coming behind us. He's gonna put points up there for sure. So it just gives you like that extra drive. It don't really it doesn't sway the momentum, things like that. So it just keep everything going.
And again, this being senior night this weekend, how do you feel like that group of guys has kind of risen above to make sure that everyone's really locked in for this final game against Charlotte?
Since the beginning of the season, that was the goal we set out to be champions. Playing the conference championship and also win it. So, just having that focus from the beginning of the season, and just being here now, we're all in. We've been locked in. That's been the focus. So it don't really take too much. We know the mission. We know exactly what we need to do. So we're gonna do that.
There's a lot of new guys on this team last year that, the conference championship was their first loss here, but, you've been here, won a conference championship, then lost 2 in a row. And so how much, is that want and desire really there to get another conference championship win in your senior year?
Yeah, after losing 2, really getting that first one, winning that first conference chips, winning the combo, set the standard. That really set the standard for those years moving forward. So just losing these past 2 conference championships really put a bad taste in my mouth. So the hunger, the desire is there. We really want this. So I feel like we can't be denied.
I think you guys have allowed only 10 sacks. I think that's around the top 10 in the country for fewest. How much pride do you guys take as a group in that type of protection?
Yeah, we definitely take a lot of pride in that. Coach Kiss keeps us. Coach Kiss, K-Ray, Coach Lowe. They keep us all in line. Make sure we're up on technique and things like that. Keep us ready to go. Geared up. So it's definitely something we take pride in because we put the work in. So yeah.
One more win, and you're the only team in conference history that's made the conference championship game 4 years in a row. Could you envision that when you came here? And what do you think is the key factor that got you guys into this position?
I'll say the key factor is just upholding the standard that we set. That's the main thing. Just constantly enforcing that standard. Making sure the standard doesn't fall. Just constantly, having guys. Just Sam Howard. Guys that's gonna make sure the standard's the standard, and nothing else. So I feel like that's the main drive, just already having that standard in place. So anything goes wrong, we know how to fall back and how to catch ourselves.
Shadre, you've obviously heard from Coach and from Bailey about there's no message needed for this game. What is the mindset in the locker room, and what are you guys saying to one another as you prepare for Saturday?
The mindset going into this game, of course we're going 1-0, but Coach got us locked in on our motto this week is stay frosty. So it's pretty much like stay ready. You staying the saying stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. It's pretty much that, stay ready.
And to that point, I guess Charlotte has 1 win on the season. Most of their losses, or all of their losses, have been by double digits. How do you not allow that to seep in that the opponent maybe is struggling?
Yeah, I mean, this is experience we've been through before. Just like the UTSA game, kind of like looking over or just overlooking things. So, you know, just being in those experiences, having those, just having that perspective, like, you know, we can't overlook anybody. You know, we gotta stay focused on that week and that opponent.
And how emotional do you think this weekend will be for you? And what are the memories as like you go through this that like first come to mind?
First memory, I mean, my first one is just, you know, when I got here, like, cause I was just taking it all in. Like, I didn't have, my expectations weren't too much. I was just, you know, here I'm gonna develop. You know, I'm gonna try to be that guy next year, or things like that. So just seeing like the people that poured into it, like Sincere and Rah, like the old line that really like built the program. Just seeing that, just seeing what it takes to just be successful in our room. Just that's what keeps us going. That's the energy that's gonna fire us up. And then also, you know, just knowing what we got ahead of us, that also fires us up.
And I heard him call you the chef. So Thanksgiving is Thursday. What's the top dish?
Top dish. Really, I honestly, that's you got me right there. I don't even know on that one. I got to get there. But I would say I like ham. I like ham. I can do some ham. Yeah. Some honey glazed ham. That sounds good.
Is that your favorite?
Thanksgiving wise, yeah, I'd say ham, and then, you know, you gotta have like some dressing. Just essential. I ain't too experienced with dressing, so my mom used to cook the dressing, so like that's what I'm used to. Like I ain't expanded out that far yet. I'm gonna get there though.
Well, kinda a segue, I guess. You talked about the hunger and desire of getting back to the championship game, but knowing the familiarity of getting back to that, how much is that an advantage for guys that know what it's like?
Just having that perspective, you know what it takes. You know, you've been there before, so like, you know exactly what to do. You know how to lead guys, you know, in the right way to, you know, just go get what you set out for.
And then you spoke to this earlier too, the success of the run game lately, but having a guy who will take off like Jake, of course. I mean, I think of the 4 touchdowns earlier in the season. How much of a help was it that early in the season to where you didn't necessarily have to find your footing as much as you find the success now? Man, I'm getting tongue-tied. Yeah.
I would say, you know, that definitely helped us get going, because you know, we didn't know exactly who was that guy. You know, like exactly, we know we had guys, but we didn't know who was gonna be like that guy, like that run RB1 guy. We didn't exactly know. So just having, you know, Jake to really tote it, you know, that really pushed our offense. You know, kept things going. So yeah, and then, you know, as we evolve, you know, we got Jamar, he's stepping up now. You know, we got other guys, plenty of guys, Jaden Gordon, that's really like contributing to our offense.
Good. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.